Hi, welcome to my Matters studio. I'm Susan Buchser-Lochocki, running for President of the United States with the Green Party. Welcome. And I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my concept for recovery. So what sort of first steps we should do in my opinion in phase 1. And then, phase 2 and 3. So I'll probably be making several videos today. But first, to get us all into the mood, I'm going to read a few readings for you. Because, I think we're all sort of stressed out, and sometimes we need to focus and think about what's important. So give me a second. Thanks. All right, so the first one is one of my favorites. Now, I have been reading this reading, certainly to myself, and only lately to others, since I was about 15. I found it in my parents' home, and I really liked it, and it sort of stuck with me. It's by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and I'm not going to tell you what it's called. I'll just read it to you. And you can call it whatever you want. To laugh often and much. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty. To find beauty in others. To leave the world a bit better. Whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know that one life has breathed easier because you have lived here, that is to have succeeded. Or for me, I often change it to mean words to live by. So that is words to live by, or that is a main life purpose. That's what life is about. Then the next one is a short one. I don't have to look at a book, I think, to say it. But the other thing that I always focus on is I'm not really into competition. So I just try to be better myself. I better my best all the time. And I think that that's a healthy way of, dealing with life, to just try to be your best. And when you get to be your best, try to better your best until your best is better and your better is best. And then the last one, I'm going to have to look up. I don't have it. Or maybe I have it. Probably. Yes. It's the other one that I'm really into reading right now. It's an affirmation or a reading, whatever you want to call it. It's by Edward Everett Hale, and it's called I Am Only One. And, since I've been reading this one, and I've only been reading it for about 3 years now, it gets me into all sorts of things which end up to be really wonderful adventures. So I advise you to listen closely. And let's begin. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. So, there we go. Those are my readings to get us focused. So, doing the something I can do. That's been my children's book readings and my morning coffees to help you understand what it's like to run for president. I hope you are enjoying these things. And now I will give you my suggestions on the concept of recovery. So currently, right now, in phase 1, I'm pretty sure that probably wherever you are, there aren't a lot of cars on the street. So we should take this opportunity to take down traffic lights and put in roundabouts. A lot of the intersections are anyways big enough where you just simply have to put the lines in differently and send everybody to the right. And then by doing that, we save on electricity. There's not so much electricity being used, therefore we don't have to produce as much electricity. And I know that there are stoplights everywhere in the United States. And it's a big waste of money when it's not necessary in most places. Traffic can keep going. You don't even have to stop your car or your truck. You just keep driving. Of course, you have to do a curve, so you can't drive too fast, but you keep moving. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. Then, like I said in my morning coffee, I'm really enjoying this peace and quiet that we're having. And one thing I know, when I went to Egypt this last year in September, I was really impressed at how these carts from the farmers would come by the neighborhood, and they'd be pulled by a donkey, I think, or something, and there was lots of vegetables and produce on it, and then you could take what you needed. And, no need to go to the grocery store because the grocery store came to you. So I'm going to suggest that, we start not only food delivery, but just in general, maybe local farmers want to start bringing their produce around the neighborhoods and delivering things that way. Like the ice cream man, when the ice cream man comes down the street, everybody runs out. Well, it could be like that too. And then we could go one step further, and eventually if you guys are with me and you like the whole concept of working indoors or staying at home or, working from a distance, if you like this idea, which I do, then we could really even put little grocery stores on wheels too and have them stop in neighborhoods, and then you go down and you get what you need and you come back. That's I think it's a good way of doing business, or ordering online also works. So that way then you really get what you want. I should have started by saying that this original concept, I guess it works for all variations, with money or without money, if we do away with money altogether. So these are two concepts that I'm working with right now. My thing is, I can have these concepts, but I need to hear from you guys. I need to hear from the people, from you, the people. What do you want? Do we want to continue with this system of money and, have people work and never have enough money to pay bills or to do the things that they want to do? I mean, I know when I was traveling around the U.S., almost everybody could have used, an extra $10 or $20. And I found that really crazy because, life doesn't have to be like that. So I'm sorry that it is so, that everybody's working really hard but not earning enough money. And so I think this, because we've halted the whole economy, it's really a good time to think about where we want to go. What is the direction? So for me, I'm ready to get rid of money altogether. I think for me, the biggest issue is that other countries around the world are using the US dollar as currency. And so, if we stop using our US dollars, what's going to happen to those people? How is that going to work? Are they also going to go moneyless? I mean, I think the world is ready for that. we need to come together anyways. We're doing it on the internet, but we could really do it. We could really do it, you know, and stop this uneven world that we have right now with, you know, the ones who are earning a good salary and the ones who are not, the ones who can travel the whole world and the ones who are trapped in their countries. It's not fair. It needs to change. And I think it's possible. Anyway, so let me continue. I know, you know, you weren't expecting that from me, but we have extraordinary times right now, so we can think in an extraordinary way. Why not? All right, so everyone has certain rights. And from what I could gather, most importantly and urgently, this is just the most urgent in the first phase, is everybody needs to have water, electricity, Wi-Fi, and plumbing, so toilets and showers and stuff. Yeah, and of course, like a roof over their head. So these are just general things, like if people are living already in a home but you don't have these things, then you need to contact your government, and the government would provide this help getting you up and running on all of these things. And when I say water, I also mean clean water. So we have to really look into that issue, which was anyways one of my issues, but now it's even more so. So then I'm not sure what is going on with the homeless in the US right now, but I think we need to move them into hotels and motels. If they don't want to go, then I suppose we need to get some therapy to find out why they don't want to go and try to get them to get off the street. Because, yeah, it's not fair, again, that, you know, they're living on the street. Now, when I was in Washington, D.C., in March, I talked to a homeless guy, and he said that the reason why he was living on the street was because in the places where you are put when you don't have a home, in the, I don't know, the word is not coming to me right now, but when they're put in shelters, that a lot of the same problems that were where they came from or whatever are in the shelters. And what happens is, you know, there's raping, there's beating, there's stealing, killing, all sorts of bad things, drugs. And, but when you're on the street, there's enough normal, non-criminal element walking around to keep you a bit safer. So that's why the homeless like to stay homeless. So we need to somehow provide in shelters too a new way of protection so that everybody can feel safe there. On the other hand, I think it's time to just move away from that whole shelter system and just give people real apartments where they can be with real people, and maybe they need a little therapy. But we have to give people an opportunity. One of the things that bothers me most is when I see somebody who's not living up to their human potential. And all these people on the street are falling into that category. And we need to help them, you know? It's important. So yeah, so I don't know if any of the states have taken that opportunity to move them into motels or hotels or something, but that would be a good first step to getting these people, you know, off the streets and into a homey environment, and then slowly but surely get them into a normal environment and productive again. So I will say too We need to stop building new buildings right now. I think we have enough buildings. We need to put the people in there. One thing, too, is, of course, in like the areas that have had tornadoes go through and destroy some homes, there we might be needing to do some building. But I think there we need to maybe decide a few things too. If you're living in a tornado area, I'm sure you would like to have your house actually survive a tornado. And now I don't know how it all works, but there must be some sort of information or trick that we've learned somewhere along the line to build homes that withstand that sort of nature. And if the answer is the traditional house doesn't work, then maybe we have to look at untraditional houses, building, untraditional houses in that region so that you can keep your things, so that tornadoes don't rip your house apart. So there's got to be an answer there. I don't know, perhaps going underground is a possibility, or maybe just moving to another area that doesn't have tornadoes. That could also be the answer. I'm not sure. So stopping any new buildings that are going up. So these would be my first phase of what we're doing. We're still, in my opinion, we need to stay locked down for a little bit. It's not time to go out